Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Scoreboardkeepers, where I am your host, the Ref, where I keep you up to score on everything sports, hip-hop, and hot topics. Are y'all tired of this, man? Will he make up his mind already? We'll be right back in 30 seconds.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome you to Scoreboardkeepers. You're around here, we keep the seats, we keep the score. So if you want to get on the board, make your point. If it makes sense, we'll add it to the board. If it don't, we won't. Scoreboardkeepers.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome you back to another episode of the Scoreboard. Listen, will this man make his mind up already? Like, damn, why we gotta be acting like he's taking his talents to Miami once again? He's 40 years old. He's 40 years old. This is not the LeBron James coming out of high school. This is not the LeBron James playing for the Cleveland Cavaliers. This ain't even the LeBron that was playing in Miami. Right now, he's a name. He's going out on his farewell tour. He's going out on his farewell tour. And I don't understand why certain teams that have been looking for a championship for over 50 years are even entertaining waiting around to make decisions to make your franchise better right now on LeBron James. I don't understand. Like, help me understand. I can tell you one thing for sure, two things for certain. The Philadelphia 76ers, you don't need to be waiting on LeBron James. If free agency is hot right now, you need to get out there and get it. You need to get out there and get it. You do not need to be waiting for no damn LeBron James. I'm telling you right now. You get out there. You guys have done a great job in the offseason. You won the offseason. And you now have a chance to revive Tyrese Maxey's career and VJ Eskim's career together for the future, because it was looking grim. What happens if they don't get Jaylen Brown? Do they waste another 5 years of Tyrese Maxey's career? What do they do? Or do they keep working on the process that never ends? You gotta be kidding me. Like, this is a no-brainer if you're the Philadelphia 76ers. Some of these other teams that have won championships recently, I get it. If you want to bring that man there and you want him to go out with his last hurrah, I mean, what better place than Cleveland? What better place than Cleveland for him to end his career? You know what I mean? Like, that would be a storybook ending. To go back there once, win a championship, and then to come back there and end your career on a championship. That would be a storybook ending. I think so. But that's beautiful for Cleveland. If that's what Cleveland wants to do, thanks. Thank you for Dean Wade. You know what I mean? Thank you for Dean Wade, because the Sixers, man, were on the brink of just total, like, tanking. Joel Embiid's getting old. He don't play back-to-back games. He don't play more games than he shows up for. Okay? Like, it's like, we don't have time for that. I mean, seriously. If the Sixers want to like, I'm just saying, just think about all the free agents out there right now. If you want to add to this roster, you want to get young with the players that are there. I understand Mike Gansey and LeBron have a history. That's beautiful. But guess what? That's all water under the bridge. It's a beautiful thing. And I know he may be, jaded by that, that championship that they won in Cleveland and all of that. I understand, and I understand y'all history go back and all this, but you got to understand, man, he's on the other coast and you're in a city now. Now ain't the time for you to be getting caught up in your feelings. You've been batting 1,000, Gansey. You've hit it out of the park. We predicted that Jaylen Brown thing a month ago. People close to us know it. If you've been watching the show, you know it. But right now is not the time for, emotions. It's not the time for emotions. You can't get caught up in the emotional thing and have these guys coming out there at 40 years old. And who are you going to bench? Dean Wade? Are you going to bench Dean Wade for LeBron James? Because somebody's going to get benched. Somebody's going to get benched. Without a doubt. There ain't no doubt about it. Somebody's going to get benched if he comes to the team. I don't think he's going to take the minimum contract, right? And then I don't think he's going to take the minimum contract and then ask for a backup role. Is that in his nature? Where is he going? Where is he going in any place and not start it? So this would be a first for everything with him. And if he was going to do that, right? If he was going to do that, why would he do that in Philadelphia and not do it in Cleveland? Where it could really, truly be a storybook in it. I just don't like the fact that he's holding all these teams hostage basically right now. It don't take this long to make up your mind where you want to go. You know in your heart where you want to go. What's the holdup? I don't like all that drama, man. I don't like all that drama. Just say where you're going to go because you're holding up franchises, man. And that bothers me. That bothers me. And this was sort of like the taking your talents to Miami sort of thing. And this is why they say, this is why when it comes to the GOAT talk with him, and I'm not a LeBron hater. I'm not a LeBron hater. I just don't think he's the GOAT. That's just my opinion. I've seen the other players. I've seen everybody play. And he got more of a Magic Johnson comparison that he did to the Michael Jordans and the Kobe Bryants of the world. So, I mean, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just being real when it comes down to like saying like, hey, is he really the GOAT? Well, that's a topic for another discussion. Okay? But as far as him, wanting to move on, why not just move on to a team where it's going to be a storybook and then just let the people know. I just don't think that he's in a position or a situation where it should take this long to let the public know where you want to go. Especially if it's not about money. Obviously, it's not about money because he said he's willing to take the minimum. From what I read, this was a report saying that he's not going to ask for all. He's not out here looking for another max deal. Let me just put it to you like that. He's not out here looking for another max deal. So if that's the case, then what's the problem? What do we got going on here? You know what I mean? Like, why keep all these teams? And listen, you're holding up free agent moves. Is what I'm saying. If you're not going to go and these teams get the feeling that you're not coming, I think that it's best that they move on and do what's best for the franchise. That's just my opinion. Because some of these teams can't afford to be waiting around. They just can't afford it. Some of these teams are on their way to some 50-year, drought. They heading to a 50-year drought of not winning a championship. So what difference could he possibly make? Let's keep it real. What difference can he make right now to some of these teams at 40? Are you going to bring a player in of his caliber and demand that much from him? No. No. Can he help? Can he contribute? Yes. Absolutely. He's a talented player. We're not saying that. So don't go putting words in my mouth out there. We're not saying that. What we're saying is that, is he really a needle mover? Is he really a needle mover right now when it comes to competing for a title? I'm not so sure that that's the case. I'm not so sure. And that's why I'm saying the teams that are trying to win a championship, because I heard that he was considering New York if he didn't if they didn't win a championship. He's considered the Knicks. Well, who wouldn't want to go there? It's the biggest stage, but it's a little late for that now, isn't it? Isn't it a little late? I mean, I'm just saying. It's a little late for that right now. So in the meantime, in between time, you got all of these teams that are they're holding up everything right now for him. Contrary to popular belief, they're holding up everything for him right now. And teams are hoping that he, chooses them. They're hoping that he chooses them. And that's why I said, like teams like the Philadelphia 76ers, man, listen, no. You guys do not need to be waiting listen, I'm going to admit it, okay? The ref from the Scoreboardkeepers is a Philadelphia 76ers fan. I said it, all right? Yes, I'm personally invested. So what? Sue me. I think that they have enough right now surrounding them with these other free agents that are out there right now that could be younger ones that can grow with this team that they've assembled. Y'all heard it over here first. Caleb Love is going to be a star. I know everybody's talking about LeBron James Jr. He is a good pickup in the draft from Alabama. You won't hear me. You won't get any denial from me on that. All right. I like that they picked up Anthony Simons. Okay, I like that. I like Ryan Rupert. I like Ariel that they got from New York, the center, the backup center. Ariel Porty. I like that. But let me just tell you, they picked up this player that I consider a diamond in the rough. And guess what? They are all young. You can build around this team. So all of those draft picks, this is why I said Mike Gansey is a genius. All of those draft picks that they gave up, they got back in this free agent signings because it was just like getting draft picks. How in the hell Portland let that kid go? I will never understand it. I will never somebody in that organization under Mike Gansey was doing their damn homework. Caleb Love, y'all haven't even, I know y'all probably haven't been paying attention, but I'm telling you right now that anybody that they would have gotten in those picks that they gave up to Boston, they got right back in this offseason. Because these guys are like 22, 23 years old. 4 or 5 years from now, they be like 28, 27, some 26. Like, you're talking about they just be coming into their prime. Those picks will mean absolutely nothing, not unless you got a Kobe Bryant coming through there. And what's the chances of you grabbing him? Caleb Love, remember you heard it here first. He reminds me of Jimmy Butler. This kid, I believe, is going to be the future of the Philadelphia 76ers. I'm talking about on a high level. And everybody in Portland, see, listen, you got to capitalize on some of these teams' mistakes. And the Philadelphia 76ers absolutely did on Portland because we don't know what the hell's going on out there. Just like we don't know what the hell was going on in Boston for them to get rid of Jaylen Brown. But for the Portland Trailblazers to get rid of a young star like that who could possibly carry you in the future, I was surprised. I was surprised because he's young and you can build upon him. And now the Sixers have him. And if I'm the Philadelphia 76ers, I'll never let this kid out of the door because he reminds me of somebody that's going to take over. I'm going to tell you who he reminds me of. His game reminds me of Jimmy Butler's game, right? But the way he's going to develop, the way I see his career developing, it looks like he's going to be like Jaylen Brown, who nobody saw coming. That's why the Sixers passed on him. The Sixers passed on Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum and Paul Pierce and Dirk Nowitzki and Manu Ginobili. I mean, they just passed on every damn body. The Sixers passed on everybody, but now they are righting the ship right now. But this Caleb Love, I want y'all to pay close attention to him because he is going to be something else, man. I'm telling you, he's a bucket getter. He has the size, and if he stays true to the game and he works on his game like he's supposed to, that kid is going to be an absolute future star. And he's going to be signing a max deal in Philadelphia. I feel it. But LeBron, this is what I'm saying. What does waiting on LeBron do for VJ Edscombe and his development in his sophomore season? You know what? Listen, you got to let him go and bring somebody young up in there. Bring a young stud up in there. Y'all know here we want Joel Embiid traded. Y'all know around here on the Scoreboard Keepers, we want him traded. Absolutely. We want him absolutely traded. Y'all would say where? Listen, anywhere. The process is over, man. But if we can get that bull, Jalen Duren, from Detroit and bring him home because he is from the city, they would have a dynasty. You would have one of the youngest talented teams in the league. And I've been telling everybody that the Philadelphia 76ers right now reminds me of that Detroit Pistons team that had Rasheed Wallace, Tayshaun Prince, Ben Wallace. Listen, that's who they remind me of. This team have defensive clampers. Dean Wade, defensive clamper. Jaylen Brown, defensive clamper. VJ Edscombe, defensive clamper. Adem Bona, defensive clamper. It can get real nasty. You got guys that can play defense. I heard even Anthony Simons plays great defense. They picked up Ryan Rupert. You have a defensive-minded team that also can score. Very unusual, man. Very unusual. So that team can hold you to 89, but yet put $120 up on you. Yeah. Things, I mean, if they work this thing out right, it can be nice. And this is why I say, don't be waiting on LeBron James. He took his talents to Miami before. So if he feels as though he wants to be back in South Beach, then hey, it is what it is. They got Bam Adebayo down there now. They got they picked up Giannis. So I mean, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. I just don't think that the Sixers, the Heat the Heat has had success in recent years. Okay? In recent years with Dwayne Wade and LeBron James. But it hasn't been as long as the Sixers. So if they want to invest in him and they want to spend that money on him and he wants to be in South Beach with the nice weather, then have at it, man. Have at it. I mean, I would support it. Why not? He took his talents to South Beach before. So what's holding you up this time? I just don't want the Philadelphia 76ers holding up this great offseason thinking that you're going to get LeBron James. It's one ball on the floor. You know what I mean? And you don't want to be messing up chemistry. And I know that they're out there trying to recruit him, and it would be nice. But if he's having, second thoughts and he doesn't understand that when he's coming here, it ain't about his farewell tour. It's about getting a championship. Then maybe his hurrah needs to be somewhere else. There was rumors that they were trying to package him and AD up to send him to Golden State to play with Chef. Yeah, not Steph, Chef Curry. Chef Chef Curry. Y'all should have seen our video that we did on him when he was in the Olympics, when we was calling him Steph Curry. When we was like, listen, man, Steph, this is when they was having a little problems out there. We said, Steph, it's a video. We called it. We predicted it before it happened. He's like, Steph, man, you need to get it together, bro. If they're going to win this goal, it's going to be on you. If they running around there, we don't want to hear them calling you Steph Curry. We want to hear them saying, yo, where's Steph at? Yo, Steph in there doing that thing? That's what we wanted to hear, and damn it, he did it. Damn it, he did it. He came in there and started shooting from half court. We said we want to see logo Steph over there, not Steph Curry. We want to see Dale's son. Dale's son. Yo, where's Steph at? Not Steph Curry. Yo, and that boy came out there and did that damn thing. We got a lot of views on that video too. A lot of y'all probably don't know nothing about it. But if they're going to package him and AD up and send him out there to play with that team, that's going to look like that Olympic team a little bit. And hey, it is what it is. He can stay on the West Coast. He ain't got to go far to get home. He can keep his house. His family ain't got to do a whole lot of moving, maybe a little bit of driving. But hey, you're still out there. So, I mean, Golden State makes a lot of sense as well. So I'm pretty sure he's probably running all this by his family versus coming out here on the East Coast where it's going to snow. You know what I mean? It's going to be a lot of beanies wearing, a lot of Timberland boots. You know what I'm saying? A lot of first downs. It's going to be a whole lot of that out here. You know what I mean? So if you ain't coming with that type attitude, man, you can't, and especially to a town that is thirsting for an NBA championship. It's been since 1980s, man. Just the 1980s. 1983, man. So you gotta understand when if you come to the Sixers, it's gonna be a gorilla on your back. You know what I mean? But like I said, we all know where you're from, okay? And the storybook ending, to be all honest with you, you made all the money that you probably can handle. You've won championships. You've won 3 titles. You've won one with Miami. You won with Cleveland, and you won a bubble championship with the Lakers. I mean, I'm just saying, I wouldn't be mad if he took it back home to the Cleveland Cavaliers. I wouldn't be mad, man. That would be like a storybook ending. He probably would want to retire a Cleveland Cavalier as well. I could see that happening, him retiring as a Cleveland Cavalier. And I'm pretty sure all of that's running through his head right now. But I could actually see, of all the teams, even though Steph's probably trying to recruit him heavy out there, and he loves to play with Steph. So, but I could see him taking that thing, to the Midwest and finishing it in Cleveland. I could see him doing that just because that's where he's from, man. A lot of people there. He got a lot of love there. And family, friends, high school, and all of that, man. And I mean, you never forget things like that. And I mean, those are the type of things that can weigh on anybody's decision when it comes down to ending your career and doing it the right way. Because like I said, if he had to retire today, I believe that he would retire a Cleveland Cavalier. You know what I mean? I believe that. And the best part would be if he could end it with Kyrie Irving. Whew. Can you imagine? Those two actually played together. Ain't that crazy? They actually played together, man. That's wild. But listen, in any event, I don't think hey, listen, we love you, LeBron, love your game and all of that. But there's certain franchises out here right now that don't have the time to be waiting on your decision. Okay? They need to be making moves because it's been 50 years since some of these teams have won titles. And right now ain't the time for them to be scared to pull the trigger on certain moves that they may need to make right now before other teams jump on some of these younger players and younger talent that's out there. We wish you all the best. It's been a great career. I know you're ready to ride off into the sunset with all types of accolades and all types of titles and everything, man. They called you King James and all types of things. You got rings, and there's a lot of people out here that love LeBron James and what he did for the game, and we are one of them. Now, like I said, we don't think that he's the GOAT, but we think that he's one of them. Okay. And I wish him well. You know, I just think his farewell tour should be in a place where he started. And that would be the Cleveland Cavaliers. And as far as me being a Sixers fan, I think the Philadelphia 76ers don't need to get in the way of that. And I think they need to just continue to do what's best for the Philadelphia 76ers organization and fan base. It's been a long time. And by the way, if Mike Gansey happens to see this, you gotta hear me when I'm telling you this. I know you saw my messages that I sent you as well about Jaylen Brown before you made the pick and Jameer Nelson. But you need to go back to the Sixers jerseys. You see these Lakers jerseys over here in the yellow? They never changed their jerseys. The Celtics never changed their jerseys. Knicks never changed their jersey. You have to go back to the jerseys with the Sixers on the front and the stars on the side that they're selling in Mitchell and Ness. You gotta break this nonsense. You have to break it. It's been a bad habit. All of these jerseys they've been going through, and they haven't won since. You gotta go back to that, my guy. So listen, man. Congratulations to LeBron James for his long historical career. First ballot Hall of Famer for damn sure. And I wish him luck even this season. But the Philadelphia 76ers, you don't need to be waiting on LeBron James. He's 40, and this is his farewell tour. And a farewell tour and a championship endeavor may not work well together. That's a little too much. And it could overcompensate for the things that the team and the franchise is really trying to do. You understand what I'm saying? You don't want that overshadowing the goal of winning the championship and Tyrese Maxey and Jaylen Brown and all of that, man. I mean, it's nice, but it would be nice to have him, but it would have been nice to have him at 28, 29. Right now, on a farewell tour, on a goodbye, I would have to say no. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already done so, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Thumb up this video, share it with somebody, okay? Leave your comments down below. Let's get down below in the comments. Let me know how you feel about LeBron James. Where do you think he's going to go? Do you think Philadelphia is the best place for him? Miami, Golden State, or Cleveland? Where do you think he should go? Let me know. So until the next episode of the Scoreboard Keepers, I'm your host, the Ref. God bless. Peace. See you on the next episode.